Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the London session market color this morning, brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team, of course, with our boss Olufukeji, Ejimi Adegbeye. And this session is proudly sponsored by Okta, formerly known as Okta FX. How are we doing today? Good morning, Mr. Oluwaseyi. How are you doing? How's been your week so far? Has been the trading week. Hope it's going smooth, it's going well. So please like us once again, like our normal tradition, our normal right when it comes to market color, want you to help us share the link to this Zoom session to as many people as possible. The Instagram story, Facebook, and those individual communities, you know that they love trading and they're interested in anything related to trading. That being said, today I'll be going through analysis on indices, and then after which my colleague will be coming up for analysis on the commodity asset class, looking at what that part of the market is doing. Quickly, let's run into the chart this morning. It has been an interesting one ever since the results of the US election. It has been amazing. We've seen, as we predicted, right? We've seen global equities, US equities rally to the upside. US 30 all-time high, NAS 100 all-time high. That's NASDAQ, and also S&P. They are all flying to the upside, right? We've seen that across board. We've seen that across board for all our asset classes, and it's quite amazing because it was like predicted. I mean, for those that even have their eyes on individual stock like Nvidia and the rest like that, Google. I mean, every tech stock have really rallied, right? All the ones listed on NASDAQ, we've seen a rally across board, right? The likes of Microsoft, Google, all of them, they rallied after the election with, what's it called now? Tesla being like the major guy because of the, the support he had for the president-elect. All right. That being said, let's look at what the market is doing this morning when it comes to technical analysis on the daily time frame. Like I mentioned, we are all-time high, bullish. Yes, bullish. Anybody selling is going to just bleed off this market. So we are bullish, and it's obvious to even the blind. The blind can see, the deaf can hear that we are bullish across board. We've been shouting it for quite some time now. So, and funnily, although we are bullish on the higher time frame, there have not been gap. There's not been entry for, personally for me, to enter this market, because it has been a very funny candle print, right? Market has not really given us a direct model, entry model, our usual entry model to enter and then take advantage of this rally we've seen to the upside. It's just bullish, and I know on the daily time frame it's bullish, on the 4-hour is bullish. However, specific entry to enter this market really has not been possible, and that's because of the volatility that came with the rally, right? It was quite volatile. If you didn't catch it from the start, I believe, except you just want to enter blindly and be like, okay, let me give this thing 50 pips SL and then potential to the upside. With that, you probably will be able to take advantage of trades in this market. However, for a specific entry model, it has not been really nice. However, this is on 1 hour. Let's look at, there have been a lot of fair value gaps, a lot at this moment. And honestly speaking, if not for someone that is just patient, I also will have just jumped in blindly, because I know, like 100 over 100, this market is going to rally to the upside. It's like a fact. Year on year, that's election year, right? Check all through election year. Immediately after the election, you tend to see the equities markets rally to the upside, regardless of who the president is, right? So, although now in this situation, Trump was a guy that would favor the corporate America, so it made sense for for us to see this rally to this extent. However, regardless, if Kamala was to be the president, we'll still see this rally. Maybe small, but then we'll still see the rally across board, right? Because we're talking about the war power. So, that being said, I'm looking at this fair value gap. However, on the, say, when I come to the lower time frame, 15 minutes, I'm seeing like a sweep, normal sweep break of structure strategy, right? We've seen a sweep like a box pattern, right? Like a box pattern. Price swept through this guy here. This was the last sweep we saw, right? Price swept through it, and then we are seeing a kind of a break of structure across here, although it's a weak break of structure. So my possible trade for today across indices is that price most likely is going to tap into this fair value gap, and we're having something very interesting around here. Look at this. So I'm looking at price probably just tapping into this zone, and then we continue this rally to the upside. That is one possibility I'm looking at for this morning that price might do. Although it's so confusing because we can't say that we are truly overbought, like we are, although we are overbought, but then the possibility is so much bigger than what we had coming, where we were coming in from before, right? So I truly can't say we are overbought because on daily time frame it's truly overbought, right? But then this is just the beginning of a new what's it called, the end of the existing government, and then they're translating into a new government. So do we say we are overbought where the market is? Of course, technically, yes. We expect some form of retracement to the downside. However, it's also possible that we won't see this retracement and then price keep printing to the new, like finding new highs. So it's a thing of should we calm down? Because technically speaking, for me, I will have just I will wait for price to come here, right? And then probably tap into this breaker block here, and then we start to see push to the upside again, like a form of retracement. One thing I know is surely this market is going to retrace a bit before we start seeing that second push to the upside, right? But then will it come all the way down to this place? That I am not sure. I am not certain about, to be honest and to be very sincere with us. I'm not certain if price is going to come all the way down to this point, right? But like I said, today I'll be looking at this just for the sake of if price comes to this level, I want to take this trade and engage this market, and then probably we start seeing the continuation to the upside, right? Now it's a very good time for those that bought individual stocks, man. It's flying to the upside, and it's very nice. It's very good to see, right? It's very good to see for those that really played that stock game before the election. All right, that being said, let's move to US30 and see what US30 has for us on the daily time frame. Also, we can clearly see that we are very bullish, right? We are very bullish. US30 has created, it's currently on 44,216. Interesting, right? We were struggling to cross this high, like we're struggling to really come to this point. But then just imagine what market has done, pierced through everything, and then we are in a very good place. All right, that being said, let's go to 4-hour time frame. Is there anything we can see on 4-hour time frame that's giving us this is huge? The fair value gaps on 4-hour, they are huge, and I really hope if price would come to this zone, I really hope so, but then I don't think so. All right, but then this is the market. There's nothing that is impossible. We can see that rally quickly, and then everything balances up before we say jack. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, we are extremely bullish. On 1 hour, we are very interesting. Is it set up now? This order block looks very obvious, which is giving me concern. Very obvious, and then if it's this obvious, most likely price can just violate it and continue moving to the downside. However, it's still a possibility that we have, right? It's still a possibility that price might come, and then from this other block, we start seeing a push to the upside. Let's look on 45 minutes and the rest, if we can still see any setup. Nothing really special. The only thing here is this other block that is very interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. So on this 30 minutes time frame, and even on 15 minutes, I'm trying to see if we can see any other thing that supports this trade. nothing really supports this trade except for the other block, right? Except for the other block that we are seeing. Okay. And then probably I want to look at this zone here, this fair value gap. This fair value gap, right? It looks like a flip zone. Exactly. It looks like a flip zone, right? If for any reason price invalidates that what's it called now, order block on 1 hour, this fair value gap on 15 minutes looks like a very good zone because price took out this previous high here and then give us a fair value gap, right? And then move to the upside, continue the movement to the upside. This will serve as inducement liquidity. This one here, under here, in it here, serve as inducement, and then probably we'll now start seeing a push to the upside. So I think this is looking well for today, intraday basis, right? On across these trades, all of these trades I've just mentioned, that probably we should just we should reduce our risks across board. Personally, I'll be taking them. However, I won't bank on them that much, like the usual, my usual risks across my setup. So I'll just want to, because of the play, just to be in this move, right? Just to be in this move, because this is really pumping high. I mean, look at this candle. It's enough for the month. This is I believe should be over, I mean, 1,000. Okay, not 1,000, over 300 pips. Yeah, 300 pips in just about how many minutes? I think 45 minutes, 300 pips. So if you can get something like this today again, it's good. I'll be looking out for this setup, and then from there, whatever the market does, watch out. By 2 o'clock, we'll be coming for our New York market color. And also by 2:30, I believe the market should have opened, and that would trigger any of our trade if peradventure they are going to eventually play out in the market. That being said, I'd like us to know that is a very good point to ask a question if you have any question. Also S&P 500, quickly, let's look at it. All of them, they are all the way to the high side, to the upside, right? All of them, they are all the way. Okay, something interesting here on daily time frame. This fair value gap, but then price is still far from it on the daily time frame. However, this being said, look, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have enough fair value gaps below, right? Below. The question is, will price eventually come? Most likely, if not immediately, but then it will eventually come to fill all of this fair value gap. But at the moment, what can we take off the market? What can we take off the market? So I just don't even look at this in terms of taking trade actively on S&P 500. I'll just focus on NAS and US 30 and bank on those small gaps. Probably my price is going to just tap into it, and then we'll see 1:4, 1:5. It's still good, right? That being said, do we have any question? Do we have any questions so far? Was the analysis clear so far? Mr. Mangot, Mr. Oladipo, and Mr. Oluwaseyi, do you have any question before my colleague comes on board for analysis on commodity asset class? Do you have any question? And then were we able to leverage on the election play? Were we able to leverage on the election play? All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. In about 2 to 3 minutes, not even up to a minute actually, my colleague will be coming up for our analysis on commodity asset class. We'll be going on a very short break right now. Thank you all. We meet by 2 o'clock for our New York session. You leverage on NVIDIA. Makes sense. That's very good. That's very good. Awesome. Should be in massive profit now because all the stocks are rallying. That's interesting. Thank you so much.
You asked for it, now you're going to get it. Are you looking for a reputable Forex academy in the city of Abuja where you learn how to trade and also earn from financial markets? Look no further. Value Field Trading has you covered.
Thank you. My name is David Iloba. I'm joining from Abuja. I'm happy for this experience. I've learned a lot. I've been trying to understand Forex, but at least I have a better understanding of it after this class.
Before now, I traded for a while. Coming here, I had to unlearn and relearn.
This is my first time attending this class. I don't regret applying for this class at all. I've learned a lot, particularly the psychology of money. Our tutors has been really amazing. They ensure that everyone is carried along. Commend them for that.
Haven't you heard all this? Nothing should stop you from enrolling for the FX Bootcamp happening in the city of Abuja, where we are determined to help you get started in trading. And if you're already on that journey, we are determined to help you improve on your trading journey and get you to the place of profitability within a considerable time. This training is scheduled to hold from between 7th to 29th of November 2024, and this time around we'll be working with a select few number of people. If you want to be part of these people, do well to sign up now. Now, click the link below or send us a DM to sign up now. See you in class.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second part of today's market color session. It's good to have everyone here. Good morning, Mr. Sheyi, Mr. Mangot, and Mr. Peter Babatunde. Can we all hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so let's get down to business. Let's see what these pairs are doing today. Starting from H4, as usual, structure is clearly to the downside. On the H1 time frame, this is going to be very, very, there's a lot of lines on my chart. Let me remove all these horizontal lines. If I confuse everybody with my indicators and the line on the chart, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete everything so we can start from the top. So from what we saw on H4, we're clearly bearish, even on the H1 time frame, right? On NZUSD. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark out reversal points. This analysis is going to be very brief, very, very brief, because what we want is very clear, right? So I've marked out where I expect price to reverse into on the H1. Please let me know if you can hear me in the chat box, just so I know that I'm not talking to myself. That'll be very helpful. Thank you very much. So I'm marking out a few areas that I'm watching on the M5. Day before yesterday's high, day before yesterday's low, yesterday's high, and the final one will now be yesterday's low, right? Okay. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Now, what I'm seeing on the M5 time frame looks like structure wants to continue to the downside. Price came here, found support, is already reacting based off this level. Now, from what we're seeing on the H1, what should be happening ideally is for us to see reversals here before we continue the sell structure, because yes, overall, we are in a bearish market. But on the H1, we want to see reversals because this sell has happened for a very long time. We were to fib this entire move. Let's even say we fib from here to here because we saw relevant pullbacks here, and we fib this entire thing. We want to see it, although it's safe to say that it already happened. Yeah, let's just go ahead and draw the Fibonacci, shall we? If I was drawing this as my swing point A to B, then it's safe to say that price already retested our 61.8% fib level, and there's a possibility it might not even return there and just continue selling from where it currently is, right? So if we were to look at the sell bias right now, we want to see price come back here because we already missed it from here. A good place to enter the sell would have been right here. So if we see a reversal back into this zone, or maybe even here, then we might attempt to sell, provided that our M1 meets our entry criteria. But if price just keeps selling from where it currently is, it might be too late because my stop loss is going to be pretty wide. And I try as much as possible to make my stop loss as little or as tight as I can, right? So this is where my stop loss would be right above this high. So if I was putting my stop loss from here all the way to where it currently is, that is a lot, right? So if I see relevant pullbacks, I'm going to take this trade. However, if I don't and I see reversal back in here and structure gives me entry on the M1 time frame, I will just enter it and make my stop loss maybe somewhere around this zone, right? And attempt that for sale to the downside. So overall on NZUSD, I am very bearish, but on the H1, I expect that price will still reverse into this zone. before I continue looking for sell structures to the downside. On AUD/USD, structure also to the downside. On the H1, what do we see? So it's same thing. It has broken below all of our Keltner channels, all of our indicators, and it is going down, right? Now, we know last analysis on Thursday, we said we wanted AUD/USD to reverse back into at least the trend or our pullback. Now, price did this, right? Price did this already, and it's already selling off. So I believe most of us took advantage of the analysis as of last week and should be in profit right now. So go ahead and do the same thing I did on NU 5-minute time frame. I'm just going to mark out day before yesterday's low, mark out yesterday's low, and day before yesterday's high. Ideally, I use a rectangle shape because this entire thing is a zone and not just a specific price point, right? So, but you can take note of these numbers and mark them out. Let's see what price does. Now you see that price already violated all of our M5 POIs to the downside, and this looks like a retest to continue the downward move, right? So we're saying that AUD/USD will most likely continue its sell move from here. So structure is to the downside. You can fine tune it to your own entry if you don't use indicators. Let me see if our students are online right at this point. I think Mangot is one of us. Mangot is one of the FXB students, right, sir? So if you see your entry using the all-weather structure, by all means, take advantage of it. And if you don't, you can just add this as an extra confluence to your own analysis and, look for your own entries on the AUD/USD sell. The next one being USD CAD, H4 time frame, very bullish, very, very bullish. Even if you use indicators of price action. On the H1 as well, the same thing, very bullish. So give us premium entry. We want to enter at a good enough level. Where would that be? Come here. Now, these lines have been marked for so long. Now, this is not today's line markup that we see. And so that price came back all the way into the second POI that we marked out here on the H1 before it continued buying, right? So is there a possibility that USD CAD is going to come and give us another retracement down here before it continues? We don't know, but you can see that it's currently at a supply zone, right? Finding resistance at this point. So we should see reactions from where it currently is. And when we see that reversal, this is what I'm predicting. We just might see something like this. And then the final move up that eventually breaks above all of these highs that we have here, right? So I expect reversals on USD CAD, USD CAD, short term. And yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Day before yesterday's high, and day before yesterday's, which is already marked out. Price has already violated all of the POIs to the upside. So we're expecting reversals. Either this zone holds or this zone holds. If it doesn't, this. And if for whatever reason it comes and breaks below all of these zones downward, then we know that we're in for a reversal and should wait till price gets to a premium enough level and we look for our entries to continue. So that's pretty much it. Very brief, very straight to the point. I am bearish on AU and NU, expecting temporary reversals before we continue the overall move, and I am bullish on USD CAD, expecting temporary reversals before we continue the overall move. All right, so this is where we're going to be calling it a wrap for this session. If this was helpful, please let me know. We're going to reconvene at 2 p.m. for the second part of this particular session. So do well to join. Please tell more people about what we do here so that more people get to know that we're actually doing something at the VFT Academy. Okay, thank you so much for joining. A video will be playing shortly about our FSB training coming up in Abuja on the 27th of this month. So we're all going to be there. Our CEO, Ejimi Profitable Investor, is going to be there as well, taking the session. So please, if you've been looking to enroll for a training, this is the time. Without taking too much more of our time, thank you so much for joining. See you at 2 p.m. God bless.
Abuja, you asked for it, now you're going to get it. Are you looking for a reputable Forex Academy in the city of Abuja, where you learn how to trade and also earn from financial markets? Look no further. Value Flow Trading has you covered.
Okay, my name is David Iloba. I'm joining from Abuja. I'm happy for this experience. I've learned a lot. I've been trying to understand Forex, but at least I have a better understanding of it after this class.
Before now, I traded for a while. Coming here, I had to unlearn and relearn.
This is my first time attending this class. I don't regret applying for this class at all. I've learned a lot, particularly the psychology of money. Our tutors has been really amazing. They ensure that everyone is carried along. Commend them for that.
Haven't you heard all this? Nothing should stop you from enrolling for the FX bootcamp happening in the city of Abuja, where we are determined to help you get started in trading. And if you're already on that journey, we are determined to help you improve on your trading journey and get you to the place of profitability within a considerable time. This training is scheduled to hold from between 7th to 29th, 2024, and this time around we'll be working with a select few number of people. If you want to be part of these people, do well to sign up now. Now, click the link below or send us a DM to sign up.